At the end of the 1990s, the internet was a chaotic place. Millions of web pages were appearing almost overnight, but finding useful information felt like searching for a single sentence inside an endless library with no catalog. Search engines existed, but they were unreliable, cluttered, and easy to manipulate. The internet promised knowledge but delivered confusion. Most people accepted this mess as normal. Two graduate students did not. In a small university dorm room, they began working on an idea so simple and powerful that it would quietly reshape how humanity accesses information forever. That idea would become Google. The story of Google does not begin with ambition to build an empire. It begins with curiosity. Larry Page was fascinated by how information connected. He wondered if the relationships between web pages could reveal their importance, much like academic papers were ranked by citations. Sergey Brin, equally curious and mathematically gifted, shared Page's interest in data, patterns, and problem-solving. Their partnership was not based on business dreams, but intellectual obsession. At the time, search engines ranked results mainly by counting how often a keyword appeared on a page. This approach was easy to manipulate and often useless. Page and Brin believed relevance could be measured differently. They developed an algorithm that analyzed links between pages, treating each link as a vote of confidence. Pages with more quality links ranked higher. The system was called PageRank, and it quietly outperformed every search engine available. At first, Google wasn't even meant to be a company. It was a research project. The early system ran on cheap hardware assembled from spare parts. Servers were built inside simple cases, sometimes made of plastic blocks. The interface was bare. No ads, no distractions, just a clean white page and a search box. That simplicity was intentional. Google wanted speed, clarity, and trust. Word spread quickly inside academic circles. Students and professors began using the search engine because it simply worked better. Searches were faster, results were more accurate. People noticed. But despite its technical superiority, Google had a problem. It had no business model. In the late 1990s, most internet startups chased flashy portals and banner ads. Investors wanted visible monetization. Google resisted. Page and Brin believed ads should not interfere with user trust. They worried that selling prominence in search results would corrupt quality. This belief nearly killed the company before it began. Early attempts to license the technology failed. Larger companies didn't fully understand its potential. Some saw search as a solved problem. Others thought Google's approach was too academic. Meanwhile, costs increased as usage exploded. Servers needed power. Bandwidth wasn't free. The project needed funding. Eventually, Google officially became a company. Its first office was a garage rented from a friend. Desks were makeshift, meetings were informal. The culture emphasized intelligence, debate, and speed. Decisions were driven by data, not hierarchy. This environment shaped Google's DNA. As Google grew, its founders faced a difficult question: how to make money without destroying the user experience. The answer came from an unexpected place. Instead of flashy banners, Google introduced small, text-based ads tied directly to search queries. These ads were relevant, unobtrusive, and useful. Users didn't feel tricked. Advertisers paid only when users clicked. It was a breakthrough. This system, later known as AdWords, transformed Google from a popular search engine into a powerful business. Revenue grew rapidly. The internet advertising industry changed overnight. Suddenly, advertising was measurable, targeted, and scalable. Google had solved monetization without sacrificing trust. Growth accelerated. Google hired aggressively, but carefully. Employees were encouraged to question ideas, even those of leadership. Innovation was constant.
Engineers were given freedom to experiment. Some of those experiments would later become major products. As traffic increased, infrastructure became critical. Google invested heavily in data centers and custom hardware. Efficiency mattered, speed mattered, reliability mattered. These investments were expensive, but they created an advantage competitors struggled to match. Google search became not just accurate, but instant. The company expanded beyond search. Email, maps, video, browsers, each product followed the same philosophy: simplicity, speed, and scale. Some succeeded, some failed, but experimentation never stopped. Failure was treated as data, not defeat.
One of Google's most important acquisitions came quietly. A small video sharing platform was growing rapidly but struggling financially. Google saw its potential and acquired it. That platform would later become the world's largest video site, reshaping media consumption globally. As Google's influence grew, so did scrutiny. Governments, competitors, and critics began asking difficult questions. Was Google too powerful? Did controlling information give it unfair influence? Could algorithms shape public opinion? These questions would follow the company for decades. Internally, Google tried to balance growth with ethics. The company adopted mottos emphasizing responsibility and user trust. Engineers debated the social impact of their work, but scale made perfection impossible. Mistakes happened, controversies emerged. Meanwhile, the Internet itself changed. Mobile devices replaced desktops, voice search emerged, artificial intelligence advanced rapidly. Search became predictive, translation improved, photos were automatically categorized. The company quietly became an AI powerhouse. Google reorganized to manage its growing complexity. The search business remained central, but experimental projects expanded into new areas: self-driving technology, health research, renewable energy, and advanced computing. Some projects were ambitious, even futuristic. Not all succeeded, but they reflected Google's willingness to think long-term. As years passed, the garage startup became a global infrastructure provider. Billions of people relied on Google daily, often without thinking about it. Searching, navigating, watching, emailing, Google became invisible, embedded in everyday life. With that influence came responsibility. Privacy concerns grew. Data usage was questioned. Regulations increased. Google faced fines, investigations, and public criticism. The company had to mature, balancing innovation with accountability. Despite challenges, Google remained resilient. Its core mission, organizing the world's information, continued to guide decisions. Search improved, ads evolved, new platforms emerged, competition intensified, but Google's foundation was strong. Today, Google is no longer just a company. It is part of global infrastructure. Its algorithms shape how information flows. Its tools enable businesses, creators, and educators worldwide. Its influence is immense, but so is its complexity. The story of Google is not about overnight success. It is about patience, focus, and belief in fundamentals. It is about solving a real problem exceptionally well, then scaling it responsibly. It is about trusting users, trusting data, and thinking long-term. Google didn't conquer the Internet by force. It earned its place by being useful, again and again. From a dorm room idea to a global information system, Google changed how humanity learns, explores, and connects. And in doing so, it quietly became one of the most powerful companies the world has ever known.
If you want more such information, then subscribe to our channel